Welcome back to East Coast Outdoorsman. I'm Chris Ben, and today, it's cold out, it's kind of sucky, and I'm like, let's day drink. So I'm gonna mix up a few of my go-to drinks when I'm out or I'm at home. Normally I'm a neat whiskey kind of guy, but you know what? We're gonna do some mixed drinks. I'm gonna pretend I'm a mixologist. I think we're gonna go ahead and start with Kentucky Mule, one of my favorites. You're gonna need to have about a half an ounce of lime. Everyone's a little different. I like half ounce of lime. You can make it more lime, less lime, whatever you want. Normally I would put this in my little grinder thing, but I forgot to grab it, so we're going for it. Not everybody has one. In the trash. These are kind of small limes, so gotta go with a little bit more than a half a lime. Just eyeball it. This isn't science, you know?
What's with the fancy cup?
So that is like kind of a great question. I don't really know why, but all like Kentucky mules, Moscow mules, all come in the copper cup. So I got a copper cup.
Does it make it taste different?
I don't believe so. I think it's just because it looks cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
All right, so I'm going to be making a Kentucky Mule, which is bourbon. And for this, we're going to go with the Town Branch. This is a Lexington distillery. This was actually one of the first distilleries I went to when I lived in Lexington. So, it kind of has got a little thing for it. I forgot to grab my shot glass. You should use a jigger so you can measure it out better, but it's just not what I do. I use a shot glass. So usually like 2 ounces. I use a shot, maybe a little bit more depending on the day. Sometimes you need one that's really gonna knock you down. Sometimes you don't. And next up, we are going to put some ice in. There we go. Some ice. Maybe. There it goes. They're breaking up. That's all right. This stuff's real. I ain't gotta hide it. You got ice everywhere. It doesn't have to be broken, but I like to break it up a little bit. Because this drink is more of a sipper. It's not like my dog's eating ice off my foot.
I can hear him crunching.
All right, so like I said, you got your half ounce of lime, got 2 ounces of bourbon, got your ice in there. Let that chill a little bit. Dump a little bit more in there. Perfect. And now, it's like 3 to 4 ounces, but I always just say go ahead and top it off till you're at that level you want, and then hit it with a little bit of a mint sprig. Woo. You kind of slap your mint, kind of releases the oils and the smell. God, I love mint. Give it a little stir. And that, my friends, is a Kentucky Mule. I love a Kentucky Mule. Like, it doesn't hide the bourbon, but it elevates it. It's got a little sweetness because of the ginger beer.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good go-to, hard to screw up.
Definitely needs to be cold.
Oh, yeah. It'll chill as the ice breaks down. I mean, we're mixing and shaking and grooving.
That's yummy.
But, you get that lime, you get that little bit of the mint on the nose and in the mouth. It's a great drink. I mean,
what were those ingredients again?
So that's a half ounce of lime, about 2 ounces of bourbon. Any bourbon works. Like I said, I went with the Town Branch because, it was the first distillery I went to when I moved to Kentucky.
And affordable.
And it's, reasonably priced. If you can get your hands on it, it's good stuff too.
Okay, bourbon. What's the next one?
Ooh. Ginger beer.
Where can you buy that?
This is grocery store stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, super easy, super simple.
And a fancy copper cup. Check.
You don't have to have a fancy copper cup. You can mix it in.
But I have to say that the metal on the tongue and the lips kind of, I don't know.
It chills it. Like you can kind of see it getting the little frost going. It's good stuff. Anyway, all right.
Where do we get the copper cup? I think we bought that at Wegmans, didn't we?
I couldn't tell you.
I think so.
Oh. All right, I gotta stop drinking.
Was that one shot of bourbon?
Yeah, that's one shot for that size.
Okay.
If I was making it for myself, honestly,
It would be 2 or 3.
I would probably do 2 shots.
But that's perfect.
Same amount of lime. You're not drinking them to get smashed. It's just to have a nice adult beverage.
Right.
To me.
It's a sippy.
Yeah, it's just a nice, relaxing. You can almost go anywhere and get one of them, and it's gonna come out decent every time. The one thing I do want to say, I want to add, is that if you don't like bourbon, you should try a Kentucky Mule anyway, because bourbon goes really good in it.
I don't really taste that bourbon that bad.
Well, it's because of the ginger beer stuff. But if you want to make a Moscow Mule, it's the exact same recipe. The only difference is vodka instead of bourbon.
Oh.
This is what most people get. This is where the drink really came from, and then bourbon got involved and made it even better.
So substitute the shot of bourbon for the vodka.
Yes, and it's going to be more boring. My opinion is a Moscow Mule is more boring because vodka is like a natural distillate.
Yeah, but if people don't like that
flavors.
bourbon burn, they might. The vodka is probably easier on a soft, gentler palate.
Maybe they need to start drinking bourbon.
Well,
It's better.
I'm just saying.
It's better.
A lot of guys are going to like the bourbon, but most chicks might like the vodka. It's a little more softer.
I guess. I don't agree, but I guess.
Yeah.
What do you want to go with now? Let's go with the IPA of the mixed drink world. Let's do
All right. Not my favorite, but sure.
Let's do a gin and tonic. You want a gin and tonic. You just don't know you want
I don't like gin.
You just don't know you want it. That's all.
Tastes like weirdness.
It's awesome. You got all that juniper, another ice cube.
What's wrong with the ices you got out? Oh, square. You're using the square one now.
Yeah, I want this because
what's the difference of the shapes?
It's all. This is gonna melt slower. So we always try, like when you're making a mixed drink or you're having a bourbon on the rocks, you always want to go with a bigger ice.
Square.
I have ice balls. I have squares. It doesn't really matter as long as it's a big one, so it melts down slower. But the reason I like to use a big block for this is because if you're having gin and tonics, you're having more than one. Like I'm literally doing this one time, and I can make 2 or 3 drinks out of this before that's melted down until it's no good anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take it out for a second.
I'm gonna have some more of this.
Yeah, go ahead. So what we're doing here is this is a gin and tonic. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. This is how my dad makes them. This is how I make them. So this is just how we do it. Right, wrong, and different. You're just gonna take a lime wedge. Lime wedge. Now, this is a little thing that I do. Don't know if anyone else does it. Like I said, this is my dad's deal. Like this part of the rind here is bitter. So he used to always...
the shot glass?
Sorry. He used to always cut that little bit of the rind off because we're going to smash this in here. So you're going to take... This is how we do it. We take one, squeeze it, get all the juices out, flop it right on the bottom. This is another super simple recipe, super simple drink. If you haven't noticed, there seems to be a theme with me. I like simple drinks. I don't like getting crazy. I don't think that, just because you put 57 things in a drink, it makes it better. That's
what are you
just
pouring
not it.
there?
This is going to be...
Let me see it.
So anyway, gin and tonic. This is going to be a gin, tonic water, and limes. So this is Faber. This is a local distillery here in Pennsylvania. This is really good gin. I can't complain with this gin, and it's priced amazing. I think this was like 20 bucks. You can get the Sapphire, and yeah, it's amazing. Tanqueray, very good. Beefeater, very good. But this is like literally half the price, and it tastes just as good. My dog actually just got his balls stuck, so...
Under the couch, so he's whining for help.
So you're going to take 2 lime wedges. You're going to smash one instantly in the bottom. Drop in your gin, 1 shot. I like to go just like when I make a Moscow Mule, 1 ounce to 2 ounces. But everyone's going to have their own thing. If you don't like that big flavor of the gin, which is like you know, that piney, bitter, kind of that grapefruit feel and juniper, then you're going to want to stick with like 1 shot, maybe an ounce, ounce and a half. If you like that flavor, like, oh, camera down.
Got you.
If you like that flavor, then add a little bit more, but this is all to taste. So I like to go with a 3 to 1. Or, you know, sometimes I go like 2 to 2. Whatever.
Now what's that?
This is gin and tonic. This is
No, in your hand.
Oh, this is tonic water.
Warm tonic water.
Well, I mean, you can have it cold. I don't really like cold things. I usually just keep it in my cupboard with my alcohol section, and you just fill it up. That's it. Simple. Like literally, that's it.
And then your second lime.
Take your second lime, give it a little squeeze, plop it in, give it a little stir, which is a little different. There it goes. And here is a gin and tonic. This is how I make them. This is how my dad makes them. This is how I was raised seeing them be made. I love them. That's a great drink. Here, take a sip of that one.
Ugh.
And like I said, to me, that's like the IPA of the mixed drink industry.
Ugh. No, thank you. Ugh.
It's bitter. It's good. This is good. You get that. Everything that you want out of a gin and tonic, you get in this. Now you can like substitute if you're not a big lime person, go ahead and use a grapefruit.
That might be yummy.
You can use literally almost any fruit you can think of goes great with this. I like limes. That's the southern in me.
Citrusy. It's very citrusy.
Yeah, I miss the South, so this is like my homage to get back down in the warm weather. That's so good. It's such a good drink.
I prefer this bourbon.
Well, I mean, I prefer bourbon too, but sometimes you need a good gin drink.
Now what do we have? What do you got for us next?
I don't know yet. Let's see. Let me move my limes out of the way here.
I'm curious about that orange right there.
Yeah, we're gonna use that in a second. Let me clean up my lime mess. So the next drink is probably safe to say my favorite drink of all time. Other than drinking bourbon neat, this is probably, I think it's safe to say. Don't you think? I mean, it's safe to say.
Yeah. It's a family,
It's like a family tradition.
it's a family tradition.
to have these.
As long as I've known your family, Olds and Old Pop-Up, this is their drink.
Now, see, Old Pop-Pop's version is different than the one that I prefer and drink. And maybe I'll make one of those at another time because I don't have all the stuff. Old Pop-Up uses like sparkling water and
Bitters and...
No, I mean, you still use bitters, but like you mix an old fashioned, but then you top it with sparkling water and it makes it so much lighter and more enjoyable. Like, because they lived in Florida for as long as I can remember. And when you're down there, having like a heavy whiskey drink just doesn't always hit the spot. So Pop-Up started making them that way because they're more refreshing, they're lighter, more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and throw together an old fashioned. My favorite drink of all time. Might not be for everybody, but for me, God, I love these. So what we're going to do is quick, fast, in a hurry. I forgot one thing. Forgot something. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Well, scratch that.
What are we missing?
Missing maraschino cherries.
Oh, I think your kid ate them all. I'm sorry.
I thought I had some.
Yeah.
I don't have some. So
They were yummy.
everybody, there's this thing like you gotta have the fancy cherries that are like aged and no man, go with a maraschino.
Check the second shelf in there.
Good old fashioned red cherry. Second shelf.
The second shelf behind the milk.
Back behind the milk. You're asking a man. Oh, found them.
Told ya.
But like I said before, I can spot a deer at 200 yards through a wicker basket.
Yeah. Ask the wife where the cherries are in the refrigerator.
Yeah. All right, so this one's super simple. Always put one in the bottom. This is how Grandpa did it. This is how Olds does them. You put one in the bottom. My dog got his ball, so he should be happier now. You're gonna take your orange, whoop. You want another one?
No.
I thought that was...
I'll be drunk.
I thought that was what you're doing there. Take a half an orange, plop that in there. Now, some recipes call for...
What the heck is that?
This is simple syrup. I bought it because I'm lazy and didn't want to make it.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to make your own simple syrup, super easy. Like put 2-to-1 ratio, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water.
Correct.
Bring it up to a boil, and then turn it off.
And you can flavor your simple syrup. You want to put mint in it, infuse the mint in it while it's boiling. You can put pineapple. You can do...
Yeah,
you can make simple syrup any flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. But so put a cherry in, put a little orange wedge. Teaspoon, I like 2 teaspoons. I like them a little sweeter. Pretty simple. Give this cherry...
super sweet? It's just regular old Mix Masters.
Yeah, I got that at the store because, like I said, I was feeling lazy. And I didn't feel like making a big mess.
Well, I don't even think we have sugar in the house, so...
Yeah, I think we have some somewhere.
Oh, okay.
You mash it. I like to give that cherry a little mash. Now, here's something that not everyone does, but you can do. If you are into more of a sweeter, go ahead and get yourself some maraschino cherry syrup.
Ooh, yummo.
And you can use that in replace of the simple syrup. It's sweeter and it has a cherry flavor.
Why wouldn't you use the juice out of here? Not sweet enough?
I mean, I guess you could. I've done an old fashioned using peach juice from the local farm. Their peaches are amazing. Their juice is like not too sugary, just perfect. But yeah, I bought that.
Okay.
Anywho, so now you got your base. You got 2 teaspoons of simple syrup. You put in your maraschino cherry, gave it a little smash. You got your orange wedge in there, and we're gonna just go ahead and make this one.
Ooh, pulling out the big guns.
Yeah, your quality of your drink comes down to what you're drinking with.
Whew.
And if you want a really good one, you try to use good bourbon. Now, there's a lot of hate for this bourbon. People say it's overrated.
What is it?
If you can get this is a Blanton's. If you can get this bourbon at MSRP, you get it because it's that good. You don't want to not have one of these at your bar if you can get your hands on it. Look at that. I mean, it's iconic. It's a beautiful bottle. Super cool bottle. Like, if nothing else, the bottle is just cool as hell. So now, here's where it gets really, really tricky. Pay attention. This is where it gets hard to do. So you're going to fill this up once. You're going to fill this up twice. Oop, a little bit more. I mean, we ain't going to cheat this.
We're drinking it. Woo.
Okay, that's the hard part. Did you guys get through that? I hope so.
Got it.
And now, for the hardest part of the day.
More ice.
More ice. You always
Ooh,
gotta
big
have
balls.
ice. You always put your big balls in this
What,
drink.
got your big balls in here.
You always rock a big ball in bourbon. That's just my thing. Drop it in.
Our freezer's full of different size balls.
Yeah, I got balls for everything.
We need a
Give it
bigger
a little
glass.
smash.
Oh, there we go. If anything, it's a pretty drink.
Give it a stir. You want to stir that a little bit. You want the ice to chill the whiskey. And like I said on this one, the reason that we're using big balls of ice and big cubes of ice is so they don't melt down. You really don't want this watered down. And now to finish it, take your other half, slam it on, boom. Got yourself a Blanton's Old Fashioned. My style. Don't know if this is how everyone else does them, but this is how I do them. And if you want to see more of this kind of stuff from me, let me know. I love playing mixologist. So let's try it. That is fan-freaking-tastic. The Blanton's it's not hidden, it's not buried, it's there. Touch of sweetness, you get the aroma from the orange in your nose, you get that little bit of cherry. Golly, that's fine.
I'm not trying that.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
All right.
That is so good. I mean, that is absolutely amazing.
Whew, a little strong for me.
That's fantastic.
It's sweet though. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over sweetened. Like you can use regular sugar and you grind it up and you muddle all the fruits with it, and it makes a great drink. But I like simple syrup. Oh my gosh, I forgot the most important thing. I forgot to put in bitters.
Well, what the hell are you doing?
I was drinking. So I have two kinds of bitters that I like to use.
Let's see them.
I like to use Angostura Orange bitters, or I like to use straight up Angostura regular bitters.
Where you buy that?
You can buy these at your grocery store or most liquor stores. And it always calls for 2 dashes. And I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I mean, I know what I was thinking. I was having fun and having some drinks and talking. The good thing about the drink is that it's not essential. Like, if you don't have the bitter, it doesn't ruin
What does it do for it? Because I thought it tastes fine.
1, 2 dashes. It just adds another element.
Oh, okay.
Like the orange bitters are going to add a little more of the orange flavor in it. And like, you're going to get the same Christmassy flavors as you do in Angostura.
Which one did you put in?
So I use the orange bitters in this one because
you have an orange?
Yeah, and they're just making it better. If I don't have oranges, I usually just go with the regular Angostura. I can't believe
Which has like no flavor?
No, this has
me see
big
it.
flavor.
What is the flavor?
Well, it's a bunch of herbs and spices. It's I think it has like clove and
Ooh.
a bunch of other flavors. That's big flavors, and like, you know, anyone can buy these.
Right. Okay.
Even though they're 44% alcohol, anyone can buy these. Dana could go into a store and buy this, which I don't understand.
Okay.
But whatever. Welcome to Pennsylvania. All right, so two dashes of Angostura bitters bumps up the orange, and you get that little bit of clove and stuff that it is missing. I mean, it didn't ruin it. It didn't make it exponentially better, but it's a damn good drink. It's good. So there it is. I mean, those are my top 3. If I'm going out or hanging out at home and don't want to have a neat drink, this is what I'm going to order. Every time, this is what I'm going to order when I'm out, most of the time, if I want a mixed drink. So you have a Kentucky Mule, which is the same as a Moscow Mule, except you switch out vodka for bourbon. Then you have the Gin and Tonic. Any gin will work as long as it's a dry gin. I prefer to try to keep it local. If I don't, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'll show you. This is really like, if I'm not trying to support local, this is what we're using. I mean, I love this stuff, but it's so salty. It's expensive. So try to support your local distillery. Find something that they sell, and keep it home. And then the last drink, and my personal favorite, probably my personal favorite all time. I'll drink these until I'm not on this earth anymore, and I'll always stay healthy enough to have a drink because I like it. But an old fashioned, you cannot beat an old fashioned.
And when your drink is empty, what do you do with the stuff in there? What's the old saying?
Well, hold on. So first, if I'm gonna give you a little drinking lesson too while we're here. What the hell? All right. First of all, you never eat your junk. If you're gonna have another one, you leave your orange, cherry. Leave them. Do not eat that. Then you have to finish your drink. 1 second. Empty drink. Put your drink back on, and you go.
Another sippy, please.
And you just keep doing this until whoever's mixing that night dry. And you just keep and yeah. I'll do one more. I'll do one. That's the trick to getting a refill. At least if you're with me, you will see that. You will hear it. My old man is a professional at it. He will cough and hack to get your attention. But that is my #1 favorite drink, I think, in the world. I love it.
And if you're done drinking, you eat your orange and cherry
Yep.
and you call it quits.
Yeah, you wrap up. If you eat your orange, dig out your cherry. You eat that, you are 100% done. Night's over. It's usually time to eat dinner. That's usually how it works. You have your happy hour.
All right.
You eat, and then you wrap it up for the night. So that is today's episode. I hope y'all liked it. If you want to see more of these train wrecks, join in. If you want to see any more videos, I have 5 or 6 now of longs, always posting shorts. I do have Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is my name, Chris Ben. Instagram is East Coast Outdoorsman. Go ahead, head over there, like and follow. You see more behind the scenes stuff and me ranting and raving and all that kind of crap. But if you like this, give me a like. Shout out a comment on what you want to see next. If you want more of this,
Subscribe.
please subscribe. That helps me a ton. We're almost at 200, which honestly I never thought I would have that many. Actually, I think my wife was even amazed when I hit like 150, which is cool. But like, subscribe, comment, and as always, I appreciate you all for watching. Have a good night. Peace.